Do you believe in horror stories based on true events? What's scarier, fiction or reality? Get ready to face your worst nightmares. But this time, they are not just inventions. 10 movies, 10 real stories that will make you question everything you believe about the unknown. Do you have the courage to know the truth? 10th place, Annabelle 2014. Based on The Cursed Doll, one of the most feared items in Ed and Lorraine Warren's museum. The real Annabelle has been responsible for terrifying events documented by the investigators. Summary: a young family is gifted an apparently harmless doll. What should bring joy becomes a conduit for something terrible. Trivia: the real Annabelle is still locked away in the Warren Museum. Visitors are warned that provoking it can lead to serious consequences, including unexplained deaths. Rating: 6.5/10. Despite being popular, it was criticized for predictable scares. The doll remains the highlight of the film. 9th place, The Amityville Horror 1979. Based on a series of events that began with a brutal crime. A house marked by tragedy becomes the setting for paranormal manifestations that defy reason. Summary: the Lutz family's dream home quickly becomes a nightmare. Noises, voices, and dark presences surround them as the bloody history of the place begins to surface. Trivia: while the Lutzes swore everything was true, skeptics claim it was a profitable hoax. However, many who visited the house report inexplicable feelings of terror. Rating: 7.5/10. Divided opinions among genre fans. Considered a classic, but criticized for its slow pace. 8th place, The Haunting in Connecticut 2009. Based on the account of the Snedeker family, who faced dark forces after moving into a house that housed an old morgue. Summary: a necessary move to treat their son's cancer reveals dark secrets of their new house. Each day, the presence of evil becomes harder to ignore. Trivia: many of the dark details only surfaced after the family abandoned the house. A macabre detail: embalming tools were still hidden in the basement. Rating: 7/10. Praised for its initial tension, but the audience was divided on the ending, with some finding it over the top. 7th place, Wolf Creek 2005. Based on real murders that terrorize Australia, committed by predators who turned the country's interior into their own hunting ground. Summary: 3 friends embark on a seemingly peaceful trip, but what awaits them in the Australian desert is a sadistic game orchestrated by a psychopath. Trivia: the director of the film received threatening letters after its release, claiming that the movie exposed truths that should have remained buried. Rating: 8/10, intense and disturbing. Though difficult to watch, it's praised for its realism and tension building. 6th place, Sinister 2012. Based on events investigated by paranormal researcher and writer Ethan Hawke, which inspired one of the most macabre cases of the 2000s. Summary: an author seeking inspiration moves with his family into a house where murders occurred. When he finds old videotapes, he uncovers an evil force that pulls him into a horror plot. Trivia: director Scott Derrickson incorporated elements of real cases, such as a connection between crimes and dark cults, enhancing the film's impact. Rating: 8.2/10. Known for its tense atmosphere and chilling scenes, it's a success among psychological horror fans. 5th place, The Conjuring 2013. Based on secret files of Ed and Lorraine Warren, who face one of the most terrifying cases of their careers. The Perron family witnessed the unimaginable on an isolated farm. Summary: driven by hope for a new life, the Perrons move into a house but quickly discover they are not alone. The evil that inhabits there is not just scary but deadly. Trivia: Lorraine Warren described this case as one of the most dangerous. During filming, crew members reported inexplicable phenomena, including claw marks on furniture. Rating: 9/10. Praised for its tense atmosphere and well-executed scares. A modern horror classic that continues to be a reference. 4th place, The Strangers 2008. Based on. The film is inspired by real home invasion crimes, including the famous Ketty cabin murders case, which remains unsolved. Summary: a couple seeks refuge in an isolated house, but the arrival of three masked strangers turns their night into a living hell. The psychological and physical terror reaches unbearable levels. Trivia: during filming, the production used tricks to heighten the actors' real tension, including unexpected sounds on set. Rating 9.1/10. The simplicity of the plot and the sense of vulnerability won over the audience, making it a classic in horror. Third place, The Curse of Chucky, 2013. Based on accounts of possessions attributed to dolls in ancient cultures, including the famous Robert the Cursed Doll. Summary: a mysterious gift arrives at the home of a young woman in a wheelchair. What seems to be an innocent toy soon reveals itself as a murderous entity. Trivia: the franchise was revitalized with this film, which returned to focusing on psychological horror rather than humor. Rating 9.2/10. Applauded for the growing tension and for returning to the original essence of the franchise. Second place, Saw, 2004. Based on. The film's idea emerged after reports of real torture and extreme survival games in criminal contexts. Summary: two men wake up in an unknown place, chained up and forced to play a deadly game. Every decision comes at a cost, sometimes fatal. Trivia: filmed in just 18 days, this psychological thriller became a global phenomenon, creating a successful franchise. Rating 9.3/10. Praised for its ingenious screenplay and unexpected twist, it became a landmark in modern horror. First place, The Exorcist, 1973. Based on a real case that challenges the limits of faith and science. In the 1940s, a boy known as Roland Doe underwent exorcism rituals after unexplained events took over his life. Summary: a young girl begins to transform in a horrifying way. Her actions defy human understanding, leading her desperate mother to seek help from two priests. What they face goes beyond any imaginable horror. Trivia: dark coincidences haunted the set, from deaths of crew members to a mysterious fire that destroyed almost all the set, except the room where the rituals took place. Rating 9.5/10. Recognized as one of the scariest films of all time, it remains highly impactful and influential. These films are not just stories. They are warnings. Warnings that what's off-screen might be closer than you think. Are you ready to face what hides in the shadows? If you have the courage, if you seek more than just scares, subscribe now. Don't miss the next nightmare, because it might be yours. Dark Top 10, where the truth will haunt you